In the early 1900s, Arizona was a new frontier, a land of promise, not only for the healthy, but for the sick. The dry desert air and sunshine drew many people suffering from respiratory illnesses like tuberculosis. Many who used their last savings just to make the journey arrived penniless and pitched tents or built tiny cabins in the area now known as Sunnyslope. Good neighbors like Marguerite Cawley came to be known as the Angels of the Desert for their willingness to lend a hand to those most vulnerable. It was actions like theirs that spurred the growth of the Desert Mission and John C. Lincoln Hospital. It is character like theirs that has become the trademark of this village within a city. Sunnyslope thrived for decades, but after little more than a half-century, conditions in the community had deteriorated.
Residents and businesses here had a real concern about gang violence, about drug use, about prostitution, about a general feeling of lack of security and so forth. So we thought there was a great opportunity to try to address this as a community.
There was a major crime problem, transient and drug dealing as well as gang activity.
This particular community was suffering from gang problems, prostitution problems, and drug problems. And to be able to get some additional funds and resources to help address these and to work with the community on these was critical to us being successful in addressing some of these problems in this community.
We weren't seeing new development here in this community. We were sort of staying stagnant, nothing was changing, and if anything, conditions were getting worse.
Years ago, it was starting to show its age and really needed a strong revitalization. And about 5 years ago was what I would describe as the beginning of the renaissance of Sunnyslope.
Well, the first thing we did was to follow a role that we've done many times in the community, and that is act as a convener, and made it possible for the money that was coming through Weed-N-Seed to really benefit the community in an optimal way.
Weed-N-Seed was important because it gave us funding to weed out the crime and seed for the future and create stronger neighborhoods.
The Weed-N-Seed strategy was really all about revitalization, seeding in new efforts, weeding out crime, and Desert Mission Neighborhood Renewal played a vital role in helping to identify properties that were crime-ridden, blighted, that a lot of, even though they were rented, they had absentee landlords, they were drug homes.
In the Sunnyslope area, in this particular area, you know, the idea is to come in, engage the community, get them involved, and elicit their ideas about how they want to solve these problems, and then work with them to solve the problems.
We've developed a monthly meeting where we actually get all the partners together. We have community prosecutors, probation officers, and a really large number of the grassroots residents, the people that live here and have investments into the community. And we get together every month and talk about what their problems are. The really neat outcome of this committee has been we've taken the time and they've taken the time to learn what they're looking for, what the crimes are, how we can prosecute them. And we've really teamed up with them being our eyes and ears and really guiding us as to where the hot spots are, if you will, the areas of the community that they think need the most attention. And then we get to focus in on that.
The community is empowered, the police have the assistance of the community, and obviously, in the end, we're working together to solve the problems that are out there.
It should be a neighborhood that was clean, free of blight, free of crime, with great schools. A lot of those areas were very challenging in those days. We've made a lot of progress to date.
It's becoming an urban community within the city, and those are very rare. It has its own character. It's something you can't build. You can't do that with new construction. It's the character that exists, and we've maintained that as we've redeveloped Sunnyslope, and we have an area that has its own community within the city.
This community has pulled together. They're working well together. They're working with the police department. They're working with other city agencies, and I think together they're making it a better place to live.
We've worked with neighborhood fight-back groups in identifying properties that could benefit from rehab dollars, because some of the homes are older in our community, but they're homeowners and they needed to stay here and they just needed a little financial boost in order to make their home safe and stable again. The housing stock in Sunnyslope today is it's changing. I mean, as the Desert Mission Neighborhood Renewal came in and started doing a revitalization effort, it also brought in private developers. And that was very exciting. You know that you're making a difference when other people start looking at property and saying, I want to invest in this community. Sunnyslope has grown in interest for two very good reasons. One is we do still have properties that are affordable for the average family, and we have great location. And real estate's about location. This is a great location.
They're just now waking up and saying, oh my gosh, I can be downtown in 20 minutes. And this community is such a family. I never realized that. In a city of I don't know how many millions of people, there's this little pocket of a family here.
It's well on its way towards completing its renaissance. I mean, I've never seen a neighborhood where there's so much passion for revitalization. You have this wonderful mix of new people moving in, and yet you have many people who've been here literally for decades and decades and decades. Crime is heading in the right direction. We're getting quality development. New restaurants are coming in. It's a very exciting time to be able to witness it from the City Council office.
I think we've seen measurable changes in the statistics that we saw back in 2000. We've seen a decrease in the crime rate. We've seen much better reporting by our community of problems that go on. We've seen much greater participation and cooperation by all the agencies and the constituencies of the community. I think while not as measurable, we've also seen a great change in attitude about Sunnyslope.
The changes that have happened in the last 3 years alone can tell anyone that looks into this community that this is a changing community. It's a great community to be a part of. Every time you turn around, they are doing something else to make themselves better.
They're relentless in building this area to something bigger and beyond.
I do think it will pick up in terms of pace, because I think we have great momentum that has been started by the W.I.N.S seed funding. And I look forward to a bigger change in the next 5 years than we've seen in the last 5.
We intend to build a future substation to have the officers closer to the community. This gives us an opportunity to move a group of our officers right into the community, to be closer to the issues, closer to the work that they're doing every day. So it's not only more convenient for us, but it's also an opportunity for us to work much closer with the community.
The Desert Mission Neighborhood Renewal is here for the long haul. One of the things we've done in understanding the future and the future needs of Sunnyslope is we've helped put some land aside. We have 3 acres of land at 6th Avenue and Mission, and what we've come up with is that it should be 45 units of townhouses, and it'll be a wonderful mixed income property. So I think that'll be very important for our economic stability. We also have property at 13th Avenue in Vogel, where we're bringing in 12 townhomes. They'll be 2-story. It'll be a very exciting development. And lastly, we have property at 5th Street in Mountain View. It's a little over 1 acre, and that again will be a mixed market development with single family homes. So we'll have affordable properties and market rate homes there as well.
You know, the Hatcher Road project started a couple years ago, and it was really an outcome of the Sunnyslope Business Coalition. We've secured over $1.5 million in funding for improvements on Hatcher Road. We've got 40 additional streetlights that are being installed between 19th Avenue and Cave Creek Road. We've also recently received notification of funding through the Congestion Management Air Quality Grant, which provides for pedestrian improvements, widening sidewalks, making Hatcher Road a more pedestrian-friendly corridor. Along with that, though, we haven't forgotten the businesses. Hatcher Road, except for a couple major businesses like the hospital, Valley of the Sun School, the Arizona Humane Society, is a lot of smaller mom and pop shops. We really want to foster their growth in the community, make sure that they continue to make Hatcher Road a vibrant commercial corridor, and bring in new businesses and infrastructure.
Put your money here and you will be rewarded.
We've done something a lot of people told us not to do. We've opened an upscale neighborhood bar and grill in an area that people said, don't make things too nice. This is Sunnyslope. I'm real happy I didn't listen to them.
We do have meetings, and we encourage everyone to come out, get together, meet your residents that maybe you don't know, that live on your same block, might have your same issues. and develop those friendships. The biggest thing is come out, join us.
Being involved in the process, which I have been for many years, for probably 15 or more years here, it allows you to help create the vision, and you know, but at the same time, you create a friendship and a sense of community with the people that you live with. Sunnyslope W.I.N.S is the great first step to go to. Sunnyslope W.I.N.S keeps track of all the different organizations. They have communications with all of them, and they can help point someone in the right direction to participate and become involved.
For more information or to get involved in the Sunnyslope community, visit sunnyslopeCommunity.org or call 602-870-6060, extension 1174.
We started out the youngest in the area. Well, now we're the oldest.
I get active because it's like being in a small town and your voice counts.
I'm happy to have moved in when I did. There's a lot of people here already who have a lot of heart to build a close-knit community, and I think that it will expand from there.
You're close to shopping, you're close to parks. If you want to go hiking, you've got everything is at your disposal.
To be able to walk down the street in the evening and stop and talk to all your neighbors, it feels like I'm back home in the small town.
I wouldn't want to live any place else but Sunnyslope.